Quarterback and tight end rankings week 7. Presented by IrvinandN.com. I'm writing this on Thursday night for Friday's video. Expect more videos. New here, this is where I take industry-leading data, Vegas sports books, and expert analysis to provide you with optimal weekly rankings for the utmost accuracy when setting your weekly lineups. For week 7, quarterbacks, S tier is 280 yards or more. A tier is about 260 to 270 yards. B's the 250s, C's the 240s, D's about 220, and then the rest is 200 yards or less. It falls off. It looks bad around here because it is bad. Let's kick it off with Patty LaVon Mahomes the second. I don't like him, but it doesn't matter because he's set for 281 over-under, 289 yards per game, 2.5 touchdowns per game, set to blow out the Raiders 30-15. So he takes the number 1 spot. JD5 and his opponent, Dickie Dak. Jayden Daniels, 283 over-under, 263 yards per game, 1.8 tutties per game. But do you know who allows the second most touchdowns to quarterbacks? That's right. Dallas. Dallas does. I lost my place. For Dak, Washington's league average, which is why this total is absolutely huge. 266 over-under for Dak, 270 yards per game, and 2.4 touchdowns per game. Vegas has him set 28-27. Dak and the boys win at home. That's the top 3 fantasy quarterbacks this week. A tier is for the rest of the elite quarterbacks with fantasy matchups set for about 260 yards or more. There's 5, but let's talk about Caleb and opponents Baker and Goff. Pause. First of all, 4 through 8, like the top 3, they all score at least 2 tutties per game. All right. And Caleb and Goff, they're pushing 2.2, 2.3 tutties each. They're all set for 260 passing yards. Baker should be able to toss more against Detroit's 27th pass defense. Williams should be able to exploit the Saints' 28th back 7 as well. Maybe even rush one himself if you're lucky. It's a good environment, good game totals, and it's not a top 8 without Drizzy Draco. Well, that's Hurts. That's Drizzy Draco and Hurts. Now, these two, they also score 2 tutties per game. Jalen, at least one for himself that you can count on. Other than that, Maye's got the 250 passing floor that Hurts doesn't have. But none of that matters because these games are going to be super defensive. Eagles against the Minnesota's 4th best, and the Pats against the Titans' 5th best. These totals are low. Neither of them are going to have to do much. Drake Maye scores a tutty about 40-50% of the time with his own legs. It'll be okay, okay? That's all that is. That's your top 8. All right, let's keep it rolling. At 9, it's IrvinandM.com. IrvinandM.com is my company my best friend and I started in 2020. We literally make everything ourselves by hand. We have earrings, rings, necklaces, bracelets, tie clips, apparel, and more. Over a dozen curated gemstones and 100 handcrafted products. If you need a gift or something special for yourself, use the promo code in the description. Find something you love. Buy it today. Back to the video. If you like spending money and looking good, drop at my store, www.irvinandm.com. But if you don't, because you hate looking good, you hate cool stuff, you hate yourself, me, you can just subscribe. That's free. All right, B tier, 250 yards, and dreaming of 2 touchdowns. Hopefully your starter is here or above. And Jones, he actually averages 2 tugs per game. Their opponents at 9 and 10, it's Herbert and Jones. Yeah, so to his credit, he does get two tuggies, but it's going to be tough sledding against the 3rd best Chargers pass defense. For Herbert, the Colts are league average. They should have a good little duel between them. The game has a high score. Expect 2 balanced offenses. About 250 passing for the 2 of them. And at 11 and 12, it's Knicks and Love. 235 over-under, but 268 yards per game and 1.8 tutties per game. Not bad, but he's piped down about 30 yards over expected thanks to the Cardinals' 5th best pass-scoring defense, which tells me there's going to be a lot of Josh Jacobs in this one. And for Knicks, 237 over-under, 233 yards per game, 1.7 tutties per game. He faces the Giants, and while they're set to blow him out, Giants are also 5th best against passing as well. Okay, so once again, probably going to be a lot of running in this one. They shouldn't have to do much, kind of like these other guys, right? Well, not them. They're dueling, but he's got a long neck. And for the last two, as opponents as well. Stafford, 250 over-under, a massive 280 yards per game. 2 touchdowns per game, but a terrible, terrible performance last game. No Puka Nacua. Really bad game. And it's not a lot better for Trevor against the Rams, 7th best pass defense. Lawrence is set for 235 over-under, which, if that doesn't sound good, it's because it's not. It's been about 236 yards per game, so that's even worse, because that's probably what he's going to get. And a measly 1.6 touchdowns. So, we're there, all right? We're in the dark place. It's C tier, the 240s, and while it doesn't sound that bad, let me explain and make you feel worse. We got to go Stroud and Darnold facing off. Stroud expected to throw 240 yards and 1.5 tutters. Against the league average, Seattle's pass D. That's super weak, all right? And Darnold, he's piped down about 25 yards to 225 over-under. Why? Thanks to Houston's #1 pass defense. They're absolute monsters. I couldn't believe it. So that's not good. You could have a stab at McCorkle Jones. Maybe even Jacoby Brissett. I'm not kidding. Listen, Brissett, he popped off, but it's a coin flip to repeat as 7-point doggies against Green Bay this week. And for Mac, believe it or not, the Falcons are absolutely savage as well, just like Houston. They're elite against the pass. I couldn't believe that either. That's just as terrible, horrible news for an otherwise uncorked McCorkle. He's corked this week, all right? It could be 300 yards or 200. Okay? And if you want to be certain to only get about 220 yards and maybe 1.5 touchdowns, that sounds awesome, then throw in Michael, don't call him 224 over-under, 234 yards per game. It's not bad, but they're set to lose this week, okay? Bryce, 194 over-under, 200 yards per game. He's done pretty good. It's not that bad. Nearly 2 touchdowns per game, okay, somehow, all right? He's at 1.9. And honestly, it's a good matchup against a horrible, horrible, horrible team, so there's a chance there. They're favored by 1 singular point. And his opponent, of course, is Mr. Fields. Negative 10 passing yards. What else can I say? Negative 10 passing yards. Mans was sacked 9 times. Brother. And Rattler, the only reason he's here, it's not for the 220 yards and 1 touchdown per game. It's because he faces the Bears, literally worst in the league against passing touchdowns. So this is Rattler's literal best chance, maybe his only chance, to throw more than 1 touchdown. Now it's the rest. It's 200 yards or less. And I wouldn't start Jaxson Dart, Carson Wentz, Geno, Tua, Dillon Gabriel, Cam Ward. I mean, what are we talking about? Tight ends. I'll do a recap at the end to look at quarterbacks. There's about 13 respectable starts before we're flipping coins for tight end and praying. But this tier is the same 3 studs from last week, just a different order this week. Okay? It's boring. Trey McBride, Warren, and Big Ferg. They're the big 3. Okay? They get the usage every week. 58 yards per game, 9 targets, 62 yards per game, 7 targets, 51 yards per game, 9 targets. I mean, come on. All right. A tier is for the not 3 special boys. The rest of the elite tight ends projected for about 50 yards. There's 4 of them. So we can all rejoice. And we can just lay them all down. It's Goedert, Kraft, Laporta, Kelsey. And all you need to know with these 4 is that they're good for about 50 receiving yards. and 5 or 6 targets every game. And the only difference is Goedert gets in the red zone and scores 100% of the time per game. Literally. Kraft, about 60%. The other two, they don't get those red zone looks. They don't score. Unlucky, but they're dominant. Absolutely dominantly. Let's go to B tier, and we've just got 6 more before you're cooked. It escalated so quickly, and it's going to keep escalating. Let's talk about Kittle, Henry, and Zach Ertz. George Kittle should return. Rejoice! And while we have no data for 2025 for Mr. Kittle, do you know what happened in 2024? 73% of Mr. George Kittle's games, he went over 53 receiving yards. So that's all that you need to know. If he starts, you pretty much start him. Henry, 36 over under, 46 yards per game. That's pretty good. Only 5 targets. He scores a tutty half of his games. That's a coin flip. Not bad. And it's the same for Ertz. Coin flip touchdown. 35 over under. A little worse. 32 yards per game. A lot worse. 4 targets. Not great. But see, this is what I mean. It's just less and less appealing as we continue. And it's Fannin, Pitts, Mr. Mayer. And look, if Njoku is Dunskies, if he's Dunzo, you can look to Fannin to be a tight end 1 every week. But we're still on the cusp. All right. It is looking good, though. 40 over under, 42 yards per game, 6 targets. He doesn't score, but can't have it all. Kyle Pitts, 39 over under, 45 yards per game, 5 targets, no scores. Not bad. That's 9 or 10 fantasy points. I mean, at this point, can't be greedy, all right? And Mr. Mayer has been 1 game with 50 yards and 7 targets, which is pretty good. And at this point, you got really nothing to lose. At 13, you're just hoping for the best. So that's the top 12. Plus Michael Mayer. C tier is 30 to 40 yards, probably. And it deteriorates from there. These guys don't really score. It's Otten. It's Rondo. Gadsden. You know him. Otten, 41 over under, 66 yards with everyone injured, 5 targets. Does it continue? Who knows? Every week, the Bucs offense will look different. So probably not. GL. Gadsden, it's been 36 yards, but he just broke out for 68, and he doubled his targets from 4 to 8. I mean, it's 1 game, but that's their plan. That's the Chargers' plan. It just hasn't been established yet. It's looking good. That's pretty much all the security you get at tight end at 14 and 15. And now it's Barner and Waller. These guys have 30 yards on 4 targets, but they will probably score. They're touchdown merchants on terrible teams without literally other options. Oh, yeah. And we have to close this one with Ingram. Okay. And literally the only note is he had 42 yards in his last game. Last week, I think the only note was the Broncos are supposed to win. So he has done literally it's his first moment of anything. But you know what? That's good enough to put him on the end of the tier. And if you're still searching, send up your prayers. Okay, it's less than 30 yards and 3 to 4 receptions if you're lucky. Chicken Conquo, don't start him. TJ Hawkinson, Taysom Hill, Jawan Johnson, you're just throwing darts, right? Tyler Higbee, Mason Taylor, anybody, all of them, all right? Schultz, let's recap. That's your top quarterbacks. That's your top tight ends. Ask me questions down in the comments. Click the playlist and check the other rankings vids for week 7. All right? Like and subscribe. Turn on the post notifications so you can see all the videos each week before you submit your lineups, okay? It's free. That's a really good value. If you like spending money and you like looking your best, use the promo code SPENDITMyStore and watch some more videos.